no numbers, there's no pictures, there's no videos, there's no gameplay. I don't like it.
Yo, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. And today, Freemers, we are back with another Palia video. This time around, we're going to be discussing the State of Palia. Now, I haven't been posting a whole lot on this channel in terms of Palia. We just did a Palia playthrough episode, and it was the only one because, well, to be honest, there is not a lot in the game to do. You know, it's pretty bare bones at the moment because, I mean, I'm getting on here and there, you know, but I currently in Palia, I have nothing to do. I have zero to do in the game, and that's, you know, that's not a fault of mine. That's a fault of the devs, I would think, because I have everything I need to do in the game done. Like, there's like one quest sitting in my inventory, but I don't need to do that because it's a stupid quest and it's dumb. It's really dumb. It's not important. But my point is, Palia is not in a good state. It hasn't been in a good state for like a hot minute. I think it's really interesting when you think about it because, you know, Palia came out like, what, a year ago? I think? About a year? Well, yeah. About a year and like a couple months, I would say. But Palia is in a really bad state. It's not looking good for the devs. And the whole reason I wanted to make this video, this is going to be pretty brief. But, the whole reason I'm making this video is because I, you know, checked the Palia Discord. I kind of viewed it. I'm not in the server. I did just view the server just to take a look at things. And people were having discussions about the state of the game. And there was one person that, you know, apparently was like talking to some of the devs. And it's interesting. Apparently the Palia devs want to, like some of the people on the dev team want to put resources into, like, I guess making the game better. Like, I don't know like the specifics, but like basically improving on systems already in the game. But the problem is, apparently everything is riding on Elderwood, and we're just gonna jump into it, because realistically, it's nuts that this area is what Singularity 6 is thinking will put the game back on the map. I don't know, because if one here's the problem. Here's the big issue, because Free Realms kind of did this similar thing, but the one area they introduced to the game wasn't the cause of them shutting down. It was more so financially they couldn't support the game, but geez, sorry. Financially they couldn't support the game. And like when you look at it in like the perspective of what was the last thing they put into the game, you know, Free Realms had a lot of different areas in it already. Like, it already had an established map. It was already like, it had a lot of content to begin with. And Palia doesn't have a whole lot. So there's a different situation here where Palia is just a little baby game that has 2 areas in its game. Jeez, okay. Palia has 2 big areas in its game. I don't count Maji Market as an area because it's really small. It don't count, okay? We're talking mainline areas. And then when you look at Free Realms, it had a whole map of places you could go to. Now, the last thing that Free Realms added to the game in terms of a addition to that map was Sunstone Valley, and then the game shut down soon, like shortly after. And the reason I bring this up is because I think Sunstone Valley was a last-ditch effort to try and get more people to play, but it didn't really work. Like, I played in Sunstone Valley. I did. But you know, I think as far as Free Realms goes, it was okay. It wasn't crazy or anything. I think when Sunstone Valley got introduced, that's when a lot of things were changing gameplay-wise. But here's my issue with Palia doing, you know, this area. This supposedly is going to save the game. What the person in the Discord was talking about was basically how Singularity 6 is putting all of their eggs into one basket. And that one basket is Elderwood. Now, I really don't think this is going to... I don't think this is going to save the game. I gotta stop coughing, dude. Jesus. I don't think Elderwood is going to save the game. I don't know. I really don't. Because if they release this and everyone, like, wraps up the content for, like, in a month. Think about that. They wrap up the content in a month. At that point, dude, Singularity 6 needs to figure something out. Because, you know, the microtransactions they're putting into the game are interesting. They're not good by any means. And it's just kind of, you know, it's not great, the state of the game. It's not. They're not making a whole lot of money for... I don't know how much money they're making for microtransactions, but I know it's not a lot. Can't be. Listen, support the devs, but the stuff they need to put into that store needs to be better. But, dude, it's gonna be nuts if they release this and, like, nothing comes of it, you know? And this release is... Here's the problem with this being their only thing they're adding content for in the game. The problem with this is... This is supposed to launch in Q2. Now, again, I've explained what Q means, like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. It's like the quarter of the year. So, like, Q1 is like, I'm assuming, December, January, and February. I think that's quarter one. Quarter two, if we're going just off, like, the start of the year, it'd be January, February, March. Q2 is April, May, June. So, potentially... This either releases in April, May, or June, and June being the latest. That is 6 months without content from Singularity 6. And funny enough, like, they're not doing another update, I think, until March at this point. Or they're not doing one at all. I don't know. My thing is, man, the game is in a really bad state. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm not. I can't do that. Like, I love this game. Don't get me wrong. I do. It's the closest thing to Free Realms I have. You know, that we all have. But you got to look at this realistically. Right? If Singularity is putting all their eggs in a basket, and it's this area, this new map, it better be the best content they've ever put into the game. But then you got to think, like, after this comes out, that has to be the standard for everything else going forward. They can't half-ass this. They can't. I'm sorry, you can't. This has to be good, but then everything else going forward has to be good. Otherwise, you lose players. You also lose the game. The game could shut down this year. Who knows? I don't know. I just think Palia is in a state where, like, I don't feel like playing it. There's not a lot of content to do. I've done everything there is to do in the game. It's wild. It's insane. I don't know. I don't want it to shut down, because if it does shut down, then I mean, I'm not gonna do a whole lot in this channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, the most I like, you know, it's just, if Palia shuts down, we're back to waiting for Freedom Sunrise to come out. That's where we're at, and that's, ooh boy. You know, and something could be said this year about Freedom Sunrise, but Mayhem hasn't said anything, so it's probably not going to happen. But I would like this game to tide me over for a good bit. You know, that would be nice. That would be good. But, you know, hopefully Elderwood is actually good. If it is, and there's plenty to do in it for, like, you know, I don't know. It would be nice if there was a lot to do in this map. But however, if it's like Bahari Bay, and, you know, everyone just gets everything done in like a month, oh boy, that'll be interesting. That'll be something. That'll be it'll be a wild ride. But yeah, man, I think the state of Palia is in a rough state. I don't think it's in a good state. It's not looking too good for the future, but I mean, if this game, it would be wild though to see this game last longer than Free Realms. I'm not saying it should, but if it does, that's something to say, you know? But dude, it's you know, we're going to see what happens after Elderwood comes out, and when that happens, you know, whoo boy. It's going to be real interesting. I think it's going to be crazy is the word I would use. It's going to be wild, cuz yeah, at this point, you know, I'm not really too sure about the future of Palia, but hopefully, you know, we see a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, hopefully Singularity 6 have a plan, and you know what, that would be nice. That would be really cool. But until then, I just want to mention that I will not be posting too much on this channel unless Palia drops some new information towards an update or something, and it's worth playing. I'll play again, but or until, you know, Mayhem's like, hey, here's Freedom Sunrise, you know, like, that is currently where I'm at. So we'll wait and see on both fronts. But yeah, I'm gonna be focusing on content like outside of this channel. So I have, like, you know, my stream. I stream like pretty much every day. I post content on my other channels. I have 2 other channels linked. Well, 3. I'm gonna be posting on that 3rd channel probably this week. So there's that. But that is, you know, that's kind of where we're at. I'm doing content on other platforms. Hope you guys understand. Again, if anything comes out on those fronts, I will cover them. I will play. That's how it works here. But anywho, thank you guys for hanging out, watching. I appreciate it a ton, and I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, goodbye.